Few of you reach out and express concerns on what to do, how to move forward once you've calculated your macros. And I find a lot of times if you have been on the yo-yo dieting train for a while, or you've done other diets in the past that are more restrictive based, it's a hard concept and a hard mindset shift when you're going from something that was really rigid at one point to now all of a sudden having a lot of flexibility in your own food choices. So if you're new to tracking macros or new to tracking your food, this is hopefully going to be really helpful for you. And again, it's just one of those things where you're not really used to being able to make up your own choices if you're used to following something that tells you what to eat, what not to eat, what to avoid, what not to avoid. So some tips for you to get started is I would really recommend spending 20, 30 minutes on a Sunday night or any evening time really during the week and start plugging in and pre-planning some of your normal foods into MyFitnessPal or whatever tracking app that you're using the days before. So if it's Sunday evening, I would really encourage you to spend maybe 20 or 30 minutes that evening and pre-plan a lot of the meals or snacks or breakfast foods or whatever it is that you normally have on a day-to-day basis and plug those things in ahead of time for Monday or Tuesday or however many days you want to plan ahead. And by doing this, you're already accounting for the foods that you normally eat ahead of time. And that way, by the end of the day, when you're looking at this a few days ahead of time, you're able to gauge what areas, what macro categories that you're either going over or falling short of. And that way you can either make adjustments to the serving sizes of those specific foods, and or you can now start adding in other foods to kind of fill in the gaps that you're either going over or falling short under. But moral of this long story is if you can spend some time pre-tracking as much as you can instead of either tracking as you go that day or waiting until the end of the day and then trying to backlog, you're going to be far better off planning ahead of time as much as you possibly can, especially when this whole tracking thing is very new to you and you're just starting to get the foundations and the education of learning about the nutrition behind a lot of the foods that you normally eat. But just remember that flexible dieting is giving you the power back to make those food choices for yourself and figuring out and implementing the foods that you enjoy to have and enjoy eating and making those foods fit and meet your macro goals at the end of the day.